screen what?
You know, this small screen here.
Is it
Is
on?
it faulty? It was on a minute ago. Just for sure.
The enemy is really working today. Because that little remix at the end, the intro. But morning, lovely, lovely people. You're blessed and highly favoured people. It is Wednesday, the 13th of March. Just get these arms away. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's Wednesday, the 13th of March. What's up?
I'm just learning how to do it.
See, that's have to, yeah, that's fair. That's true, actually. You're saying it like a chief, like what chairman.
I'm working. I have to focus.
Welcome to TDA, people. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. I want to be a lovely host for today, my own royalty.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
That's right. That is right. Brent?
Morning. I'm here. Lesson how
Are you there?
Paul, wow. It was me just restarting Ecamm, me restarting my Mac, me restarting the Roadcaster and everything.
Just a hard reset.
Yeah, just hard reset.
I hear it.
It had nothing to do with the wires and that.
It'd be like that sometimes.
My XLRs, not my XLRs. But thank you very much.
I'm so clueless, though. Big up Paul Wow.
Because he's a song man, innit?
Yeah, but I said, no, I don't think the things are on properly. When I tell you I'm not a DIY tech gardening, I really like an easy life, honestly. It's my calling.
I hear that. Good morning, Christy. Good morning, Davina. Good morning,
BOE.
Antonia. Good morning, Purple Hells. Good morning, Everest. Good
I
morning,
like that name,
Timmy.
Antonia.
Yeah, it's a very nice name.
Very pretty name.
Good morning, Izzy Bambino. Good morning, Finan. Good morning, Ruby Wednesday. Good morning, Lala. Good morning, Vaughn. Good morning, Cindy M. And good morning, Paul. Wow.
Morning, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. You guys are feeling great and funky fresh and all that kind of stuff. We have a comment from Spotify. So basically, we're gonna do everything that the show comes with. However, it's gonna be straight to the point. So we've got a comment from Spotify from Ebon who says, "Gate crashing weddings is the norm, especially within the Nigerian community. You can't have a big event and not expect to see people you don't know." Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is that must be for non-Nigerian ears to hear? That don't have a big party if you don't want people to stop by. But that's facts though, especially back home. And they will have the same like material on. Especially if you know where like they source them. You can actually just know what the material is and go and source the material yourself.
That is crazy.
So the people who are celebrating the event have not sold you the material. You've just gone on a solo quest, got the material. When you go to the event, you blend right in. No one knows that you actually don't know anyone here.
But no one can do that, though.
People do.
If they go to that's a terrorist.
Not necessarily. It's a norm in Nigeria.
What? To go and find the material
Find
yourself?
the material yourself, yeah. Because I know what the material is. So, like, say I was invited to a wedding. I could tell my friend, oh, da-da-da-da. If my friend doesn't want to say they've run out or something, like, oh, it's fine. I'll just go and check the market myself. I check the market yourself, you find the material, you buy it, and there you are.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. I was thinking of a random.
No, but the problem is, though, that person is not my friend whose event it is friend.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd be invited. So you are random. You're random by proxy. Do you get what I mean? But obviously, then you get the people that just stroll up into there, like Marks, just show up. But anyway, yeah. Let's get into our headlines, please.
Let's do it.
We have a riddle.
Oh, we do have a riddle. We forgot we do this now.
Yes.
Day 2. This is silly, man. You know I can't even see.
Riddle me.
Should have put it in the group chat.
Kinda...
Marcus, if you're watching, put this in the group chat, please.
I will put it.
Thank you. So there was a...
You can't see that? Me try and make this.
Just don't worry. Is it a lot of effort to be in the group chat? So I can put my glasses on. That's easier.
I can't see it in here, though.
You're such a diva today, aren't you?
All right.
What? I can't see it
Can
though.
you see what it says?
Yes, I can. But I need to see the image. Okay.
I will show you.
So there was a theft on a snowy day, but everyone claimed they were home. One of them was lying. Who is the thief? I love a thief riddle.
All right. So
Spot the thief.
Let's show you.
What happened now? The stream has ended. If this stream ends, I'm going home. No, honestly.
Nah.
I'm going to do a third time.
And that's the picture.
Okay. Wonderful. So, are we doing this out loud?
How do you mean? We're gonna be in silence?
No, like, are we solving the
In
riddle out
silence,
loud, or is everyone
sorry.
gonna? Actually, we can't be in silence. Innit?
No.
All right, so let's eliminate. Ben and Maria were deaf at home
Ben and Maria.
Why would they differ?
because the snow is still on the doorstep.
I can't see on my screen, you know.
So those two got the snow on the doorstep. Alex is between Alex and Rick.
Let me send the image to the WhatsApp. Let me send the image to the group. Forward. Bing, bing, bing. And this is ours. Boop.
Yeah,
There you go.
wonderful. So this is then
I'll put this to the side so people can actually.
in the group chat. All right, let's do this. Let us know what you think about as well, guys, in the comments. Actually, no, not necessarily, because their doorstep is to the side. As in, their steps to come out of the house.
I know the answer.
Do you? Wait a minute.
I have an idea. Yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. No, I don't know. Maybe I do know. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Rick.
Why'd you put Rick?
I talked to a guy years ago called Rick, and he was a mug. I'm joking. Because I'm looking at the tires of the car.
Yeah.
Everyone else's is laid flat.
Yeah.
Rick's is a bit bumpy.
Yeah.
He's been messing with the snow, man. It was him. Because basically the snow is formed around his tires.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was Rick. Rick is a thief. Well, he's not a thief, but he was not home. He doesn't like his neighbours.
What you, Emmanuel?
So what? Rick was the one at home then, isn't it? Or no?
I'm saying, I think it's Rick that was at home. Let me see what they're saying in the chat.
No, that's not the question. The question was who's lying.
Yeah, who's lying about being at home? Yeah. It says everyone claimed they were at home.
So
One of them is lying.
So he wasn't home, you mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So Rick wasn't home. Sorry. Brent, what's yours? What Iman thinks.
Yeah, mine is Rick.
Okay.
The reason why I'm saying Rick is because there is more snow under his car than the rest of them.
Yeah.
So that meant that there was a build-up of snow when his car wasn't there.
All right, Sherlock
He's a
Holmes.
liar and a thief and a murderer.
All right, calm down. It's so dramatic because you actually have the sound. You could have just pressed the button. You really could have just
I
done
don't
that.
have it queued up. I didn't have it queued up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you
Well, that's
guys.
convenient now, isn't it? We don't solve the murder mystery. Like I think is Rick.
All right. So later on in the show, I'll let you know who it was. I'll do a Google.
Okay.
Obviously, Mark's isn't here. So, all right.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let's get into our headlines,
Let's
please.
do it.
All right, so our
Thank you,
first
thank you,
headline.
Esther. That's very, very diligent of you.
It's all right.
Thank you.
All right, so our first headline. Donald Trump joins Joe Biden in securing his party's presidential nomination. So Trump has reached 1,215 delegates needed for the Republican presidential nomination after contests were held in Georgia, Mississippi, Washington, and Hawaii on Tuesday. He now joins Joe Biden as his party's presumptive presidential nominee after he earlier clinched enough delegates to take the Democratic Party's nomination. Biden entered Tuesday 102 delegates short of the 1,968 needed to formally become the presumptive Democratic nominee. It means the sitting president is expected to face Mr. Trump in the election later this year, a rerun of the 2020 vote. This will be the first time since 1956 that two presidents will go head-to-head.
You know, he basically got a free ad at the Oscars the other day because he was cussing Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel responded to him on stage during the show. And in this tweet that he was cussing Jimmy Kimmel about, he was basically saying, like, essentially he was like a bad host, whatnot. But then he threw in there, Make America Great Again. Jimmy Kimmel responded to it on the show. So you've just helped him, like, just giving him more attention. So, of course.
Boy. Well, our second headline, and this is about, of course,
yes.
Diane Abbott.
Yeah, so we talked about it yesterday. So Kemi Badenoch put out some tweets, which said, she said, Hesse's 2019 comments, as reported, were racist. I welcome his apology. Sorry, can you mind giving me what's her role again? She's the equality and diversity something, isn't it?
Ooh.
Wonderful. So Kemi Badenoch said, Hester's 2019 comments, as reported, were racist. I welcome his apology. Abbott and I disagree on a lot, but the idea of linking criticism of her to being a black woman is appalling. It's never acceptable to conflate someone's views with the colour of their skin. MPs have a difficult job balancing multiple interests, often under threats of intimidation, as we saw recently in Parliament. Some people make flippant comments without thinking of this context. This is why there needs to be space for forgiveness where there is contrition. And yesterday evening, what's her name? Diane Abbott posted a statement on her Instagram, and she said, my statement to Good Morning Britain this morning, it is frightening. I live in Hackney and do not drive, so I find myself at weekends popping on a bus or even walking places more than most MPs. I am a single woman, and that makes me vulnerable anyway. But to hear someone talking like this is worrying. For all of my career as an MP, I have thought it important not to live in a bubble, but to mix and mingle with ordinary people. The fact that 2 MPs have been murdered in recent years makes talk like this all the more alarming. I'm currently not a member of the Parliamentary Labour Party, but remain a member of the Labour Party itself, so I am hoping for public support from Keir Starmer. Signed, Honourable Diane Abbott MP.
She does mix it up with the people, innit?
She does.
Yeah.
That's how they were able to get that picture of her on the tube. Also, though, big up Dawn Butler.
Yes.
She has been doing what she needs to be doing. She's been on the news. She's been calling it exactly what it is, racism. And she's saying, not saying it's racism, is gaslighting people to think that it is not racism when the word black was used up in there. Like, don't be cheeky. And she also said that she spoke to Diane and she was scared and like worried, and she was upset about the comments essentially.
She falls into the bracket too, innit?
Yeah, with the black women, innit? Kevin Badenoch thinks you forgive it. So
yeah, she asked for forgiveness.
She said they open our hearts to forgiveness.
Crazy scene.
It's foolishness, man.
It's wonderful.
Well, Rishi Sunak has also spoken out, and he's finally condemned the so-called rant by this Tory donor against Diane Abbott as racist and wrong, after Number 10 failed to do so for most of the day yesterday. So Frank Hester, for those who don't know, if he wasn't listening just a minute ago, he said that Miss Abbott made him want to hate all black women and should be shot. Downing Street condemned the remarks earlier on Tuesday morning, but did not describe them as racist. The updated statement was released just hours after Kemi Badenoch branded the rant racist. Police are understood to have been contacted about comments allegedly made by Mr. Hester about Miss Abbott. The Conservatives were under growing pressure to sever ties with Mr. Hester and repay the millions that he had donated to the party. And our last headline, so failed asylum seekers are to be offered up to £3,000 to move to Rwanda under a new voluntary scheme. Imagine. So the plan is understood to be a variation of an existing voluntary return scheme where failed asylum seekers receive cash to return to their home country. It will be open to anyone whose asylum claim has been rejected by the UK. The government is already trying to implement a separate scheme where people deemed to have arrived illegally in the UK will be deported to Rwanda. Of course, we've been speaking about that for the past 2 years now. But that plan has been blocked by the courts, raising concerns about Rwanda's safety. To overcome those objections, the government is currently trying to pass its Safety of Rwanda bill, which would deem Rwanda to be a safe place. This new arrangement, however, would be voluntary and therefore not dependent on the bill being approved by Parliament. And that's it for the headlines.
All right, let's get into what you say in topic of the day.
All right, guys. So today's topic of the day is going to be straight to the point, I think. Well, pretty much like Esther said. Straight to the point.
Like everything with the show.
Exactly. But I want to see you people's moral standing.
It's killing me because you say to you people, it's just me and Brent.
Yes. Because the main terrorist is not here today.
Yeah.
But you guys...
I'm glad you know, Spider-Man.
But you guys, apparently, according to the streets, are equally terrorists.
The streets.
Yeah, the streets. Don't worry, the streets.
To be fair, it depends who you ask, to be fair. Like, I don't know myself, but I keep telling people.
So I was going to ask you, yeah. Obviously, you guys are familiar with Thanos, right?
Yes.
And his objective. Now, of course, depending on who you speak to, he was a bad guy. Or, you know what, I can understand he was a good guy. You know what I mean? At least he was trying, right? But I want to ask you guys this question. And obviously, everyone in the chat, everyone that's listening. How comfortable are you guys with letting a small amount of people die so that the majority can live? Or do you feel like that's something that should never be in the hands of human beings? But if it is in the hands of human beings, they should just pray about it.
Depends who the people are.
This is why you're a terrorist.
No, because it depends who the people are. If they're criminals that society could do without,
Okay.
I think I'm doing a good deed, as a matter of fact. Saving the world, actually.
But if what about criminals, the idea that criminals can be reformed and...
Some of you can't. Some of them can't. Some of them I don't even care. Actually, that's not very Christian, is it? Some of them... No, I don't think everybody can be reformed. I don't think every criminal can be reformed. Because some of them is deep in... Like, it's in the DNA, it's in the bloodstreams, it's in them. That's who they are. Yeah, some people can't be saved. So nobody can save.
Okay.
As Christy says, for other reasons.
Okay. We're going to come back to you. Brent, what's your thoughts?
The question is, would I let one die?
Oh, I didn't say one. I said some. Don't make it one. Some die.
To save
The majority.
majority?
Yes.
I think it depends on the situation.
Okay, give me one
I'm on
where you're
record
not
saying
comfortable.
that I would save my wife.
We know.
So
This is
You don't
true.
ever have to remind people about that. They
Exactly.
know.
I don't need to be coaxed into this. You said give you an example of what I would do in a particular scenario.
Or I guess maybe a scenario that you're not comfortable with.
I'm not comfortable with.
Yeah.
For example, if I had to give the word to kill a few children and let elderly people live, that don't make no sense to me.
Yeah, that's pointless.
Oh, the COVID originates for the same thing. So.
All right, okay, that makes sense. What if it was... Okay, I'll give you guys a real sort of situation. Obviously, we saw the situation with Twin Towers. We already know, like, in a lot of situations where there's, like, a potential terrorist scare, you get these crazy jets fly, you know what I'm saying? They're ready to take out the plane.
My fear is, honestly, no joke here, because when I'm on a plane, I like seeing by the window. My fear is seeing another plane pull up side by side. I can't see that. I couldn't see that because I've watched enough episodes of Scandal to know we're being taken down. I couldn't see that. Life of Butch says I would click my finger and get rid of pop culture podcasters. What's wrong with you?
Oh, man.
I actually want to meet Bodge in real life because honestly, what a character.
Funny guy.
I would click my finger and get rid of pop culture podcasters, not you guys. And 20v1 hosts and participants.
What are the 20v1 hosts? What's that game?
I don't want to guess. I don't want to guess it's what it is because of what it is that we have.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that. So he can explain what he means by 20v1. Okay. Oh, no. You know the ones where in America where the girl sits there and then the guys ask questions. Have you seen them? And they're like face to face.
Oh.
The one where they got shut up the other day.
Okay, all right. So
those things.
Charleston White was sitting there, and then they'll put girls in front of him, and he would say yes, no, no.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, that.
right, go.
Yeah. They'll do it. Yeah, it's fair.
All right, cool. So in that situation, though, what I was talking about with the plane, would you guys feel some type of way about taking out that plane? So this is a mixture of children, middle-aged, and elderly.
It depends why.
Because you don't know what the terrorists are going to do. So potentially, as they're getting closer to your homeland, you may get, God forbid, another Twin Towers explosion. So more people could die. They can go straight into I don't know, the House of Parliament. No, I forget the House of Parliament.
Yeah, but it's like a terrorist group that we know. We know they're a terrorist group.
We know they're serious.
We know that they tend to cause evil. The chances of them landing the plane and coming to preach the gospel is slim.
0.
All right, sorry, I missed the question. You're saying if you're able to take down the plane or went into the 9/11 towers, what is it, crap is this? The Twin Towers, would you do it? Is that the question?
Essentially, but I'm basically making it like a modern day. But essentially, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
But there were kids on the plane. Yeah, I'm taking them out.
Yeah, so there's kids. There's a mixture of everybody. You don't know no race, demographic, creed, nothing.
But I know
There's a
for
mixture.
sure that there are terrorists in that.
Oh, for sure. They've let you know. We've got this plane.
Oh yeah, it was going.
They even go to the window when they see you and go,
Yeah, it was going.
serious.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
This isn't a Thanos moment because the army do that currently.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
But you're not in the army. So
But I would be. I would be.
But after you do this, you pass the mission. You're definitely promoted. In general now.
Yeah. That's not a difficult dilemma.
Yeah.
Okay,
I could.
okay.
That would.
That's
yeah.
an easy
So that
That
was
would
calm.
run.
Okay, cool.
This is calm, but it will be done. It will get done.
Okay, cool. Do you feel like you guys have almost like a proper familial connection to humanity? Or do you just see us all as, yeah, we're humans, but not connected like I care about the existence of humanity?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends. I don't have a care for all humanity, but the humans that I care about in the groups, different groups of people, vulnerable groups and stuff like that, I do have a deep care for them.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to come back to that. Brent?
Yeah, I think I do.
Okay, cool. So you're one of those who's like, cool, guys, we need to come together and let's figure out the next stage of human civilization.
Yeah.
Like, we need to do what's necessary to stay alive.
Yes.
Even though you're not going to be here in 1,000 years.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's bring Thanos into the situation.
Imagine founding the TMB and saying no. That's what I mean afterwards.
But let's bring Thanos into this now.
Yeah.
So, for those who don't know, and you guys may correct me, I'm not still in ages.
Yeah.
But basically, essentially, there was some reason for why.
Jinin just said you need to ask the question to actual human beings with actual feelings. It's giving Spider-Man meme. How you recognize that? You must know. You should be in the room with us. Oh dear. Okay, sorry.
So with Thanos, right?
Do you know the funny thing about Thanos? I don't know anything about Thanos other than he's got nice rings, and I like rings. That's the only thing. I don't know who that man is. I couldn't even tell you what film he's from.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna tell you. I'll give you some of the basics.
I just know about his rings.
Because, like, bro, you may need to correct me as well, right? But basically, essentially, I guess all the power he needed to do what he wanted to do was in those rings. So he wanted to collect the rings, right? But there was a situation where he kind of, I guess, foresaw in the future that humanity will be no more, right?
Okay, yeah.
Unless half of the civilization died, so that we had the resources to continue being here.
Okay.
So obviously he's thinking, I can't choose whether it's, you know what I mean? It just has to be random.
Okay.
So I feel like for the furthering of humanity, us being here, cool. I'm going to make that hard decision and get rid of half of us instead of all of us perishing.
Okay, fair.
Just
He's no villain.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It depends on who you're talking to.
I mean, he's in the color purple. I like the color purple. He's bold. I like a bold man. He's got nice rings. Yeah, I feel like that makes sense. Political leaders do that all the time. Boy,
This is
you
why.
knew.
Thank you very much. This is why
If
it's
any
called
people knew.
Is Thanos in the world today? Because
Oh yeah, we're living in the world. 100%. Even the whole COVID vaccine and let the old people go first. You think that was really because that was out of the goodness of their hearts? We sent them up because they were the least. If the COVID vaccine had gone wrong, like quickly wrong, the society can afford for them to go.
Yeah.
Other than the current working population.
True indeed.
That's why they let the ages that way. But we are definitely living in the world of Thanos.
Okay. Well, we're going to come back. So now you are Thanos. And Brent, you're Thanos. What decision are you making?
For what?
Are you basically getting rid of half of the population?
Yeah, because if I don't, then all of us are going to die, right?
Yeah. So you remember, you can't pick, though. You're not picking just elderly. It's literally you close your eyes.
You can be
and
my
half is
sister, I can
gone.
be anybody.
Anybody.
Yeah, man. We've got to do what we've got to do. It depends what I'm trying to save humanity. If I'm actually Thanos and I actually care about saving humanity and whatnot, then it's something that I would do.
Okay.
But me as myself here, I just think it's about time we got a hard reset.
Okay, cool. Brent?
Yeah.
The position you're putting me in is the rapture, Jesus.
Ooh,
Right.
okay. Tell us why.
Because that's what he promises.
It's not the same, though, Brent.
You said
The reason why I'm saying that, I don't know.
when he comes true, half the world's gone.
Brent, more than half, Brent. Brent, more than half.
We hope so.
There's gonna be a handful left.
We hope so.
Barely any people left.
If you believe in that particular teaching, that particular promise, then this is the same thing. And you're trying to put me in the feet of Jesus, the sandals of Jesus.
You know what? Let me ask you this quick question before I forget. Do you feel like certain things that's prophesied in the Bible, God wants man to basically do it on behalf of him, if that makes sense?
Sorry, do you see a difference between a promise and a prophecy?
Good question.
Because what makes a prophecy? Who can prophesy?
People who are gifted can prophesy. And I guess they give you the information from God.
You kind of call them prophets, right?
Yeah.
Right? That's where it comes from, right? Mm-hmm. So would you ever say anything that God says that he is going to do? Would you call that prophesying, or would you call that a promise?
I hear what you're saying. I think that would be more so a promise. But I feel like it depends on who this information is coming through.
No, I said God. If
okay, so God himself
says it. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's a promise then.
It can't be a prophecy, can it?
No.
All right, fair enough. Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
But I guess prophecy kind of I'm assuming here by definition is almost just like saying something's going to come. So I guess it can be a prophecy and a promise though, right?
No, I don't think.
No.
I don't think that's the case. A promise is
okay.
It's going to happen, sir. And a prophecy is
could be a warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a warning actually, because if you don't do this, this is what's going to happen.
True indeed.
Yeah.
Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, do you feel like there's certain things that God says in the Bible, this is what's going to happen, but basically, because the details are not in the Bible, it could be through man that these particular things happen. Because the reason why I'm saying this is because of what you said about the rapture. Obviously this may be a bit of a leap, but do you feel like potentially, what if it was man who was going to bring in the rapture? You know what I'm saying?
As in through a virus, so
Yeah.
it hastens quote unquote just the Christians into heaven, because that's what the rapture is about, right? He's just going to take this virus is going to kill the Christians.
No, it'll keep them.
Yeah, I'm in hell. Okay. I don't think the virus was a form of rapture.
No,
Because I should have gone then. I should have gone on to glory.
Not COVID. We're just saying the future one.
Oh,
the
okay.
future one, yeah.
I think
because some things we feel like, I mean, obviously everyone's different, innit? But some things we kind of make like very spooky and it's going to come from the clouds, innit? But it could be something that's real and, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but then the Christians would have to be the ones to go there, because the point of the rapture is for Christians to go on to glory. So if that happens and the Christians are left behind, we might not be Christians. We might not be Christians before, but so it would have to be taking us up, not leaving me down here.
That's true. Okay.
But I don't think that there's things that God has said that he's going to do that he wants human beings to intervene.
No?
No, I think that will come with his own punishment. I think trying to play God definitely comes with his own punishment.
Not to sidetrack, but that's kind of what's happening in the Middle East right now, isn't it? People are trying to speed up Christ's return.
And it's not working great for them. So.
All right. So, but Brent, you didn't answer the question. If you're Thanos in that situation,
Would I?
you getting rid of half the population?
I probably half is more than the minority.
Yes.
I don't think I would.
You wouldn't? Okay.
Nah. I think I'll let somebody
interesting.
else click the fingers.
So, but let's just say you're the only one.
I'm the only one that could do it,
You could-
and I
only
would
one that could
save
do it.
humanity.
Yes.
Can I go as well?
Oh, you
You
want to
don't
go?
know- you don't know
No,
if you're
sorry,
going.
first of all, where's the accountability? You're a punk. You're an absolute phony. So you want to erase half of humanity, then go with them, so you don't get to get roasted, get cooked. No. You get to stay. You have to stay here to get the day you deserve for what you did.
Benevolence.
I only have one stipulation. If I do that, I've got to be like the president of humanity. Like I'm the greatest leader there is now, because I wouldn't have you. After I made this decision, this difficult decision, and you're left behind, you use your time that you're left behind with to slander me. Oh, lions! Then straight into jail you go. Yeah, tricky.
I don't know. I would ask the Holy Spirit to
lead.
possess me and do.
What if the Holy Spirit says, Brent?
Brent, you have to do it. Can you stop this?
Yeah, exactly.
You have to do this. There's no
what
one
to
else.
Who's
You can't call it
whispering?
anybody else.
Which spirit is
You are doing
whispering? Which spirit is whispering? I don't know. I don't think I could do the half. I don't think I could do the half. Maybe I don't care about humanity, the future humanity that much to remove.
Yeah, but you're all gonna die then.
Half of the present, huh?
You're all gonna die.
I
Willing to take the risk.
I might think that the future humanity might be more poisonous than the current that I'm gonna get rid of. That's what I will make peace with.
I hear you. That's fair, actually.
I know. I can live with that.
See, that answer there is basically an answer that I would kind of give if
No, it wasn't.
I was told. Huh?
Sorry, just jumped out.
Terrorist.
No, you were latching onto everyone's answers today.
No, not in a 50-50. If, for example, it was a minority and a majority, but you were part of that minority.
Okay, so you would sacrifice yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, that's not bad. That's very kind of you guys.
No, I'm saying, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, I'm not too sure if I did that, it's worth it.
Oh, okay,
Because
yeah.
the people that's left behind, I'm not too sure if you guys will,
You
know
can
what I
trust
mean,
it.
do for self and do what's necessary.
Yeah, I feel like as Thanos, I would do that. But as myself, as in today, if I was given that power today,
Yeah.
or everyone say your goodbyes, where everyone's going, I think the world needs a hard reset. It's just so nasty down here. You are so wicked. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But do you feel like your religion will come into play? Your belief system? Do you feel like...
Yeah. So as me, I'm not gonna play God and kill people. I make decisions for people to die. I didn't give them life. I'm not gonna be the one to take it away from them.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why I said, well, I guess we're all dying then, guys.
But then where do you kind of put that to the back? Basically, like, let's just say it was a war.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you can take a life during a war?
Do you know what it is? So this is as myself. I don't want to be involved with any war, anything like that. Because I don't know. I can't be involved with any war like that. Because you can't choose who dies in a war. You don't know the person's history. You don't know whether the person was a criminal. You don't know whether the person's an abuser.
Yeah.
It could just be a lovely man who just works hard to take care of his family and has got kids waiting for him at home. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm gonna just sit that one out.
But if he's a lovely man who's got kids waiting at home, him getting home is dependent on you going.
I'm not scared to die.
Yeah, but
I know what's waiting for me over there.
Yeah,
So
but what about your family at home that want to see you back?
yeah, but they're Christians too, so their faith will help them grieve me. I don't want to be in a position where I have to take someone's life unless it's like a thing where it's immediate danger. There's like an intruder. Something like that. I feel like my instincts will kick in. But when it's something like war, it messes people up, man. The war thing, it messes people up. Even though they're like essentially trained and whatnot to be able to do these things without being empathetic and whatnot, it messes them up because I don't think as humans you were created to be like that. Yeah, man. I couldn't.
But what about you? Do you feel like, as a Christian, taking someone's life is just one of those forbidden taboo things? Or are there circumstances that's kind of allows for it?
Yeah, there are circumstances, but I don't want to get into the habit of like killing people.
No, of course not. But remember, like, yeah, obviously, based on human history, we know that there's always going to be a war, unfortunately, innit? But, oh no, like, I guess in my head, I'm thinking, in this situation, the reason why I brought up religion is because I feel like if there was ever a situation where you're faced with being in a position of Thanos, is God putting you in that position? Is it because you're the one that God's put in there to be like, okay, cool, you know what? I trust that you will make the right decision. Or do you feel like you being in that position is just the luck of the draw, and I now need to revert to what my Christian principles are and make sure that I don't kill people, even though it means all of us are going? Because like even though these questions are kind of tough, yeah, and I'm not trying to make excuses for the elites or whatever at all, but I'm just thinking, do we think of like their thinking? Because obviously we know there's conspiracies out there, which is probably true, right?
Yeah.
Or how they're trying to get rid of certain people in the world and whatnot. But do you feel like it's not necessarily that they're bad people, but they're just potentially thinking, how can we make sure that humanity has a tomorrow?
No.
Why is that though?
They're bad
What makes you different from them?
What makes me think that they aren't what you say they are? Because I've seen their handiwork.
Okay.
I've seen their handiwork. I know they're wicked. They were shaped in wickedness. They bathe in wickedness. They eat wickedness. They drink wickedness. So no, I don't think they're doing things to save the future. They're trying to live forever. They're killing people to live forever. So no, I don't think it's some form of altruism. Future, they're not doing any of that. No,
Yeah.
Sorry, not the people in perceived power. No.
Do you feel like they may be only trying to keep, I guess, some of the poor or whatever, just so they have workers? Or do you see it as they are trying to give everyone an equal shake and allowing your DNA to kind of be the ultimate decider?
There doesn't need to be poor people in existence. There doesn't need to be hungry people in existence. They do that because they enjoy the power imbalance.
They enjoy it.
100%. They enjoy control. They enjoy the power that they wield. They're evil and they're wicked.
When Jesus said you always have the poor with you, is that more so you think because that's just the reality of life, or the fact that that's just, or something else? How do you interpret that?
Did
He was here on earth for a limited time. Because that was the context in which he told them, like, oh, let me go and say, and he's like, no, I'm not here. Like, you haven't got long to learn for me to teach you. You're always they're gonna be there, even after I leave, kind of thing. Sorry, Brent, interrupted you.
No, that's cool.
But isn't that basically speaking about the reality that you're always gonna have poor people, or is that more so you just feel like just for that time?
No, there's always gonna be poor people, just because that's how life works for many different reasons. People are poor for different reasons. But with that context, I don't think the context was to teach people that there's always gonna be poor people. It was just that, like, they're gonna be there. In the same way he said, when someone said, let me go and bury my blah, 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 which when you understand the meaning of it was, let me go and sort out my family affairs and sort out inheritance, all that kind of stuff. And it was let the dead bury the dead. Let the people that are worrying about that, let them worry about getting inheritance or whatever. Here's your inheritance here. This is the best inheritance you'll ever be able to get, kind of thing. So I don't think it was him letting us know there's always going to be poor people. It was just on know what you're focusing on. Focus on what it is that, focus on this, on spiritual teaching and stuff.
Okay. To wrap up, I think I did ask you guys this question, but I just want to ask you guys again. Yeah, if it was a situation where you were part of that minority, would you be okay with being part of that minority that had to go so that the majority could live?
Yeah. I'll give my life to people. The people worth giving their life for.
Okay. Brent?
Yep.
And let's just say somebody showed you just before you gave your life that they wasn't going to be the most productive. Would you still have the same decision?
Productive? What is productive? Productive in what way?
It could be just, I don't know, just people caring about each other, you know what I mean? Putting humanity above maybe finance and just making a better world. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just continuing in the same sort of rut that we're in now.
I feel like stuff like that, you never really know.
No, but let's just say you got a glimpse of the future though.
Yeah, but there's so many things that can happen that can still change the future. It's not like a stamped future.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good man. It's things down here, so.
So you just want to go
going on.
chill with Jesus. All right, I hear you. All right, I think we can wrap it up there, man.
All right, let's get into our next headlines.
Would you click your fingers and disappear people?
I wouldn't, I wouldn't.
Yeah, Laugh or Budge, that really came from his heart. that was, he's been waiting for the time to be able to express that feeling. These are hard on podcasters, man. Anyway.
All right, people. So next headline, definitely a trigger warning on this one, man. And this is just some reports about what's going on in the Middle East. So Palestinian medical staff in Gaza speaking to the BBC, and they said that they were blindfolded, they were detained, they were forced to strip and repeatedly beaten by Israeli troops after a raid at their hospital last month. So a doctor at Nasser Hospital described being held for a week in detention where he said muzzled dogs were set upon him and his hand was broken by an Israeli soldier. His account closely matches those of two other medics who wanted to remain anonymous for fears of reprisals. The IDF raided Nasser Hospital on the 15th of February, saying intelligence indicated that it housed Hamas operatives. Hamas, obviously, they have denied these claims. The BBC has been investigating this story for several weeks and supplied these allegations to the IDF. They did not respond directly to questions about these accounts or deny specific claims of mistreatment, but they did deny that medical staff were harmed during their operation. Secret footage was shared with the BBC showing a row of men stripped to their underwear in front of the hospital, kneeling with their hands behind their heads. Medical robes are lying in front of some of them. The IDF said that it's often necessary for terror suspects to be stripped and searched to ensure that they are not concealing weapons. They also said that they had operated in a manner creating minimal damage to the hospital's ongoing activity and without harming the patients or the medical staff. And our next headline, and Brent, this is the guy you're talking about, a barbecue. Remember the Haiti?
Yeah.
That's it. So yeah, man, people again.
You know why it's called barbecue?
No, what happened?
Because he cooks people's flesh and he eats it.
Serious?
Yes.
Wow.
After he kills them.
It's a person.
Yes.
It's not a Netflix show.
No.
Is it real though?
It's a Jeffrey Dahmer.
I saw him eating. He took the leg, and he took a piece off, and then he.
A leg of what? A human being?
Yeah, a leg of black.
No, but did you see like a leg though? Or
It was on. It was on. It was showing on the TV.
Well, he was streaming it.
They said trigger warning. No, he wasn't streaming it.
I thought he was streaming
It's
it.
being filmed.
Is he dead? Is he alive?
Nah, he's alive,
and
man.
kicking.
Very much alive. Controlling everything over there, man. That reminds me of somebody in the chat will definitely know his name. In Sierra Leone, remember that guy?
I don't know.
What's
Such
his
a thing.
name? Yeah, he's an army leader.
And he was eating people's legs too.
Flesh, yeah.
Why?
Apparently, it was giving them power, fortifying them. Somebody in the chat, please say it, please.
And that's not
His name.
illegal.
No, probably, yeah, the entire world was.
Fair. I think that's where they're gonna draw the line. That's man. Wow.
What's his name? It'll come back to me. Anyway, so trigger warning, guys. Heavily armed gangs have tried to seize control of Haiti's main international airport, exchanging gunfire with police and soldiers in the latest attack on key government sites. So an explosion of violence has taken place in the country, including a mass escape from the country's prisons. The Toussaint Louverture International Airport was closed when the attack occurred, with no planes operating and no passengers in sight. It's the biggest attack on the airport in Haiti's history. Jimmy Barbecue Cherizier, who's a former elite police officer, has claimed responsibility for the surge in attacks. He heads an alliance of brutal gangs that call itself the G9 Family and Allies. After nearly 2 weeks of his men storming government buildings, police stations, and Haiti's largest airport, he has now managed to force out Haiti's Prime Minister, Ariel Henry. Again, we spoke about that guy yesterday, resigning. Cherizier has been accused of multiple massacres, including while he was still in the notoriously corrupt Haitian National Police, from which he was fired in 2018. But he's now the subject of United Nations sanctions for alleged human rights abuses. And our last headline, African-made dramas could be key to potentially one of the biggest streaming markets in the world. Showmax wants to expand its market share in this particular space. So global streaming giants such as Amazon Prime are decreasing investment in Africa and have cut jobs and restructuring to focus on the European market. But Showmax is now doing the opposite by ramping up production with 21 new original African shows recently released. Chief Executive Mark Jury says the target is to expand to 50 million consumers across the African continent by 2028. He said that our ambition is to be the #1 streaming platform in Africa. Netflix has also expanded its presence. Between 2016 and 2022, it invested $175 million in South Africa, Nigeria, and Kenya. In 2020, they also signed a multi-title deal with Nigerian production company Ebony Life to create multiple original series and films. But streaming technology can face challenges in African markets. There are not too many flat rate plans, and a single movie consumes a lot of data. Showmax hopes to take advantage of this by using some new streaming technology in partnership with NBC, Universal and Sky, and also partnering with mobile phone company MTN South Africa to make streaming services more accessible with data bundle offers. So over the next 12 months, Showmax says it will launch more than 1,300 hours of original programming, which is a 150% increase in production output compared to the year before. And that's it for the headlines. Time to pay the bills.
All right, let's get into some Word on Road. You guys know the theme of today is very nice and concise. There's so much I've got to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it in a very quick, speedy manner. So what's first? So Matthew Perry has passed away, all that kind of stuff. His estate is being sorted out, all that stuff and whatnot, yeah. So he had no kids, right? The man had zero kids. However, in his will, he added that he made sure that his kids don't have any inheritance.
Even though
he ain't got no kids. So his hypothetical will ensured that the imaginary kids don't get anything, which I thought was actually smart, because when I was thinking about it, it was funny at first, but then I thought about how sometimes when people die, people come out of the woodworks and say this. But then at the same time, I'm like, sir, what did you do? Like, do you know whether you have a kid or not? That's made you kind of put that in place. So anyway, so that's what's going on with his will. I think what his will was called, he had a trust that was named after a character on Toy Story or something like that anyway. But yeah, so that's what's going on his side. Madonna she's been on tour for a while now, doing all sorts. So basically, she was at her tour, right, at her concert over the weekend, and she looked into the crowd. Everyone was standing up except one person. One person was sitting down. Madonna stops the music and says, why are you sitting down? Why aren't you standing up like everybody else? Do you know why that person was standing up? The person was in a wheelchair. In a wheelchair. And she goes, oh, sorry, my bad. Don't cancel me. So that's what Madonna was up to. But I don't understand the thing. It's so funny though, because why does they want us to stand up? Like, who do you think you are? I don't know. I reckon there's something that, well, actually, there is. There's something that possesses artists when they get on the stage, where they start to do all sorts. Because what do you mean? Why must I stand if I don't want to stand up? Sometimes this is why I get seated tickets, because I don't want to stand. Sometimes I want to rest.
But I
want to enjoy it.
Do you feel like maybe sometimes, like for certain tracks or whatever, they want the energy to be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but unless you're stealing energy from me through manners of sorcery, why do I need to stand up?
Yeah, I hear you.
It's weird. Do you get me? Like, you could just enjoy. You could have the energy, and if everyone in the room, because it was just one person, apparently, and she pointed out this person and told them to stand up. Poor kid was in a flipping wheelchair. So anyway, that happened. What is next? Hold on, 1 second. I mean, to be fair, it's better than Burna Boy. Remember when Burna Boy told that person to leave because they weren't singing along? They didn't know the lyrics to the song. They weren't dancing. He said, your energy's not encouraging me. They weren't dancing hard enough for him. He told him to get out. That's wild, man. So Matthew Knowles, who is Beyonce's dad, penned a letter to Blue Ivy, which is really sweet. But sometimes when he does things, I'm just like, yeah, this is why you're not really involved in like family affairs too tough, because you just be putting business out there anyway. So he penned a letter to Blue Ivy. I will read it. It says, Dear Blue Ivy, I remember coming backstage in London to the Renaissance concert and asking about you. Beyonce replied, she's there rehearsing. And then I understood why, because one of your friends had commented negatively about your first performance on the tour. In that moment, first of all, your friend's a hater. Imagine I'm on tour with the Beyonce, who happens to be my mum. Who's your mum, first of all? First of all, I am traveling worldwide on tour, dancing on stages, and you're saying my performance is poor. You gotta work on Blue Ivy's comeback, because you couldn't say that. That's wild. He says, in that moment, I was so proud that you wanted to put in the work to get better. I wanted to take a moment to appreciate the amazing determination and willingness to learn that you displayed. Your excitement for life and your eagerness to soak up knowledge and new experiences is truly inspiring. You have already shown the world that you are forced to be reckoned with. This is so nice, actually. And I have no doubt that one day you will continue to astound us all. I also want to encourage you to never be afraid of exploring new opportunities. The world is full of endless possibilities, and I hope you are brave enough to step outside of your comfort zone and seize the chances that come your way. Always be open to new experiences, for they have the potential to broaden your horizons and lead you to uncharted territories. Blue Ivy, I hope you may continue to embrace life with the same determination and willingness to learn that you possess now. Your journey is just beginning, and I have no doubt that you will leave a lasting mark on the world. Chase your dreams, follow your heart, and always believe in the extraordinary potential that lies within you. To be fair though, that man can manage though. He did a great job, Destiny's Child. No one can fault him for that. But that was the messages he penned to her, which is really, really sweet. I thought it was really, really sweet. Yesterday, there was a video of, TMZ. TMZ are everywhere. Even in your secret dark moments, they're there. So basically, Joey Badass, who is artist, and Soraya, who is she's an actress. She was on Empire, that lovely lady, beautiful girl. So they're in a relationship and whatnot. But basically, there was a video that was leaked of them in like a conversation. But you can't tell what the conversation about because they were like paparazzi was far away. But then during the conversation, you then see her crying, then you see him hug her and whatnot. And they just put the video out there like, oh, they're in an intense conversation, intense argument. They just assumed it was an argument. But I just felt like it was very sad. Because why are you invading someone's privacy like that? Like, why would you do that? And of course, in internet fashion, people have kind of been speculating and whatnot. People are funny though. People are funny. The different theories people were coming up with was absolutely hilarious. But he did kind of shade, neither of them had really addressed it, but he did kind of shade TMZ in his recent post on Instagram. And he posted pictures, like a series of pictures of him, and he said, TMZ all in our business. They don't even know the facts. They don't see the shit we witness, only what the cameras catch. It's a bar. But yeah, I just thought it was quite sad. Like, as a celebrity, you don't have any, you don't have any privacy. And then she posted a picture as well and says, down to right to the very end. But no one knows what this was about. But it was a thing. It was a thing, apparently. So that happened. One thing about men will embarrass you. We talk about Wendy Williams a lot, about what's going on in her life and being diagnosed with dementia, all that stuff that's going on. Kevin Hunter, who is her ex-husband, has decided that this is the time to take her to court for back payment of his spousal support. And ordinarily, right, if that's what the court has said you should get, I have an interesting feeling. I don't know. I don't know where I stand on this whole spousal support thing. I just don't get it. If you were someone that was working in a relationship, I don't think that because your partner earns more, you should be dipping into my more. If, however, you couldn't work because, because of the dynamics of the household, whether he's a stay-at-home dad or a stay-at-home mum, I can understand that. But where you're both working, I don't get it. He was her manager. He was getting paid for being her manager. But beyond that, what made this extra cheeky was that he was using Wendy's money when they were together to fund his side chick the whole time. And when she was pregnant and all sorts, buying her a new car, buying her an apartment. Like, this was all Wendy's money he was using. So anyway, he basically said that there's 2 years, he stopped getting spousal support. Something about getting spousal support is so icky as well.
Is it?
Yes.
Interesting.
For a man, yes. For a man, because when I think about stuff like this, I think about Mary J. Blige's man. He was also her manager, was cheating up and down the place. Then when they broke up, she was paying him money. And I just thought, what in the legal justice system is this? Yeah, it ain't it, man. If he was like a stay-at-home dad and he wasn't working and he was raising their kid and whatnot because she was the famous one, I could understand that. Wendy, run the checks. But you were working. Now you're able to work. If anything, she's been closed out of her account because she has no access to her money and whatnot. She's losing memory by the day. I mean, but she remembers you a piece of shit. Which is so funny to me. Do you know how funny that was to have dementia, not remember stuff, but remember that your ex-husband's a thief?
That's attached to your soul, isn't it?
But it's sad. It's like
racism.
It's like deep trauma, but it's funny at the same time because this woman is forgetting things by the day, and she's dealing with life. But she said she made it clear My ex is a piece. She said he wants all my money. And there he is. There he is. 2 weeks after the documentary aired, wanting all her money. Basically, he said that he's reliant. What did he say? Let me get the exact words that he put in the court document. He says that he hasn't received spousal support payments since January 2022. He goes on to say this is an emergent matter. This is an urgency. This is critical. This is an emergent matter because I rely on the severance pay for my living expenses and have been without this income for 23 months. It's affected me greatly. As his new girl, I couldn't hear that. I couldn't hear that the reason why we can live our lavish lives is because you're out here taking money from your ex. Ugh. Sometimes all these bitches really is your sons. Honestly. They really do be. So that's what's happening on Kevin Hunter's front. Obviously with Wendy's stuff as well, they're trying to deal with the whole guardianship and all that kind of stuff happening anyway. So the other day we talked about Drea, right? Talked about Drea, who is 39, dating a 22-year-old who she's got a baby by. Well, the internet also been talking about Drake. I mean, people have always said in the past that Drake likes him young, so there's that to deal with. But basically, Drake, who's 37, is rumored allegedly dating Big Latto's 21-year-old little sister.
How old is Drake?
37. And she's 21. So basically, people have been talking about that and blah, blah, and what else. And people are basically saying that it's kind of like the same thing. Because I listen to Breakfast Club. Every time I listen to Breakfast Club, I just think, wow, I love Jess hilarious. But anyway, listen to Breakfast Club and whatnot. But they don't think there's anything wrong with these things. They don't think it's predatory. So basically, Charlamagne's reason is that you can't say it's predatory behavior because they didn't, as in Drake and Drea, didn't seek, that they didn't know them from when they were less than legal age and then waited for them to be legal age to start being with them. So they were like essentially the adults. And then they actually had people calling in and whatnot, like talking about age gaps they have and whatnot. There's a lady, it's like a 20, I think she's like 40 something and her man's like 60 something. But the way she said it, just like, you're right. It sounds like you're the old one. It sounds like he's sucking the life out of you. You okay, kind of thing. But then there was another lady who called in, and I thought, what? I think she's 36. Carl, her man is 19. It's wild.
Wow.
But then Jess and Jess and Charlamagne are like, yeah, but he's still legal. But then Envy was like, yeah, but
Envy would
doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
I think Envy always pictures his kids.
Yes, and that's what he said. He brought that up because he was like, my daughter is not going out with someone Drake's age. Yeah. It's not happening. And my son is not going out with someone who's like Drea's age. And so that woman was talking, and then how she even met him, she met him because her mum, she wanted someone to smoke with. And her mum said, well, smoke with this guy. And then that's how they started going out and whatnot. And then when they asked her, like, okay, like, what's the relationship like? And she's like, he be talking about sexy red all the time. I don't know who that is. Because obviously she's older, so she doesn't have a clue about the things that's trending. But then in the same way, she's like, but sometimes the stuff that he doesn't know about. I just don't know, man. I feel like that age gap is always going to be weird to me. And as far as I'm concerned, I do think it's predatory behavior. I don't think you have to have actually abused a kid for it to be predatory. It can be without that. Because it's just weird. What are you talking to a 21-year-old girl about when you're a 37-year-old man? What are you talking to a 22-year-old boy about when you are a 39, I didn't say 49 again, 39-year-old woman? I don't know. It's all weird to me, man. But yeah, he's saying what he's saying and people are dealing with that, how they're dealing with that on Beyonce's internet. And then finally, Louis Walsh, we talked about him the other day actually, because I asked what he does for a living. And he manages artists and whatnot. And I said, oh yeah, I remember, because he managed Edward. So it was John and Edward.
Oh yeah,
them two little rugrats from X Factor. Those little kids. But actually they're grown men now. They're 32 years old. I feel very old. They're 32.
Have they sorted out the hair though? Or is it still the same?
I don't know. Something tells me I don't think they've settled down in the men that I just don't think. I think that's their kind of like their vibe. It's very punk, rock and roll, turn around and die kind of vibe. I don't know. I think that's just their vibe. But basically, Louis Walsh, I think there's something about old people when they start spilling the truth. And I think that's when they start to... I have certain theories. I think some of them, sometimes, it's like early signs of like dementia and Alzheimer's when they start to just spill stuff. Kind of like Sharon, just cussing everybody. Yeah, that's Jedward. And then, and he loved them because they were Irish like him. It's wonderful. And then another theory is that I think that after a while, some old people get sick. Sorry. They get sick of living. Who was it? I think it was Sarah Velli. She sent me a thing yesterday. And it was like, and the tweet was like, basically, my grandma has, so funny, but it's so funny. Her grandma has dementia, yeah? And she was like, it's her grandma's birthday. The grandma with dementia is her birthday, yeah? And the 1-year-old niece was like, happy birthday, grandma. And the guy's like, yeah, shut up. So after a while, I feel like old people get tired of living. Like they're just sick of it. They're over it. Like I've seen birthday when it's like when they turn like 100, and then the whole family, grandkids, great grandkids, all of that noise is up in their house singing happy birthday, and they just look like everyone get out of my house and just shut up. Like they don't care about blowing the candles. They don't care. They don't have enough oxygen to blow the candles. They don't care. So, anyways, now Louis is on Celebrity Big Brother, and was basically cussing out the boys. This is where I'm going with all the story. This is why I said I think he's old and he's losing his mind. Because why would you do that? He basically said that they were vile. He branded them as vile, which is really, really, I think that's wild, man. I think that's a very mean thing to say. He says that they were, he basically claimed that they were vile, but they made him a lot of money. They made him £5 million, he said. And that's just not a nice thing to say about somebody, do you know what I mean? But anyways, they went on to tweet about him and they said, Louis Walsh is an evil manipulator who forced us into an office to pay 70,000 plus from our bank account to one of his own PR workers. Louis Walsh bitched and talked about us to our best friend Tara Reid, and then we fired him. Louis Walsh is a cold-hearted bitch who didn't even send us flowers when our mum died. I will say anyway, I don't care. And I don't like Louis Walsh. I believe everything anyone says about him, I believe it. Even if it's someone from a village in Nigeria that's never met Louis Walsh, whatever they say, I'm going to believe it. Because he just presents as a piece of shit and he's just an arrogant piece of shit. And I just think that's out of order. Even if they're your ex-clients, like their mum dying is a big, like losing parents is a big thing. And then to go on the show and be talking about their vile, like calling someone vile is mad. That's a deep, deep word.
Is he like a... In fact, let me not put no labels to him.
I think he's racist.
Remember that clip
where
he's grabbing up...
Mel B's bum.
It's insane.
He's a weirdo. He's a freak. They were on live TV.
That is crazy.
And not live TV where it's like a passport portrait. No, as in like we can see what everyone's wearing from head to toe. And he's just grabbing up, like feeling up her bum. Like casually. And she's there like... She's like, wait a minute, wait, stop. What are you doing? And he just acts as though like he didn't apologize, nothing, just carried on talking. He's a weirdo, man. He's a weirdo. And he gives me he's a weirdo. That's what he gives me. Anyway, I wanted to end on a bit of hate this morning. So let's get into People's Channel.
All right, people, welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. All right, so some good news. According to some official figures, growth has returned to the UK economy, well, in January anyway. So the GDP apparently went up by 0.2%. So this is the first official economic growth announcement, right, since the recession was declared last month. And I was basically letting you guys know about that. So it looks like officially we're kind of out of the recession already, which is obviously a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So
do you remember? I didn't even know we're in it. So.
But yeah, man. Apparently, when they looked over the last year, 3 months, the GDP fell by 0.1% up to January. But in January, compared to the 3 months in October, it is still showing that the economy is still kind of struggling. But long story short, it has increased by 0.2%. Wanted to big up Audi, man. Audi has raised the national wage for their staff again.
That's good.
Just the other day, I was talking about how they increased it. Yeah.
They pay really well, apparently.
Yeah, they're doing well, man. So they've increased they've announced a second pay rise of this year alone. So the increase means that the minimum hourly rate for anyone that works in Audi, store workers anyway, will be £12.40 nationwide. This is from the 1st of June. The compulsory national living wage is set to rise to £11.44 an hour in April. And for the first time, that's going to be including 21 and 22-year-olds. So guys, make sure you're getting your pay, right? But like I said, the Audi, they are increasing that again in June, from the 1st of June to £12.40 at a minimum. For those that live within M25, so if you're living in London though, that minimum is going to be different. And they're increasing that to £13. Well, sorry, from £13.55 to £13.65. So you're getting even more if you live in London. So, you know, big up Audi, man.
Before you continue, just a little context for those.
Oh, yeah.
known. Crazy. It's because he's gay that he thinks he can get away with it.
Yeah, but I think he must do. He must do. Do you know what it is? Just grab someone's bum and be playing with it on TV.
Yes. Well, the next thing I wanted to mention is Google has confirmed that it's restricting the types of election-related questions that you can ask Gemini. So Brent, bear that in mind, man. They're restricting it, man. Apparently in a blog post, it said that the policy has already been rolled out in India, which is going to be holding the elections in April. So obviously we'll talk about that as well. But basically, yeah, long story short, I guess they're pretty much preparing for what's going to be happening come the end of the year in America and probably next year here in the UK. But yeah, they're going to be restricting the type of questions that you can ask Gemini. They don't want people being prompted in particular directions, you know what I mean? And
Is everyone's called Gemini?
Huh?
Is everyone's called Gemini? Or are you just saying Gemini because that's how that's how
No, it's just Google's.
That's cool.
Oh.
Yes, it's not bad no more, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
So yeah, that's pretty much the information on that. Obviously, you know, there was the whole scandal going on with the post office and all the stuff that happened to the postmasters. Long story short, there's a proposed post office horizon system offences bill, right? And Rishi Sunak said that this particular bill marks an important step forward in finally clearing the names of hundreds of wronged branch managers who have had their lives callously torn apart. And long story short, the legislation is going to be exonerating those who were convicted in England and in Wales on the basis of this faulty Horizon accounting software. People are actually saying that this is probably the biggest miscarriage of justice in British legal history. Which they have a good point, man. Because people, especially when you consider what happened to all these people, man, it's ridiculous. But yeah, down the street said that under the law, the convictions will be automatically quashed. Automatically, they just have to meet the following criteria. So if you know anyone that's in this situation, make sure if they fit this criteria, the convictions thrown out the window completely. And the convictions had to have been prosecuted by the Post Office or Crown Prosecution Service. They were offences that were carried out in connection with Post Office business between 1996 and 2018. They were for relevant offences such as theft, fraud, and false accounting. And also, if this particular conviction was in relation to, against sub-postmasters, the employees, the officers, family members, or direct employees of the post office that were working in the post office and that used this particular Horizon system software. If they meet any of that criteria, down the street is basically saying, under this particular law, the convictions will be automatically quashed. Those with the overturned convictions as well, will receive an interim payment with the option of immediately taking a fixed and final offer of £600,000 as well. So Sunak said, also last thing I wanted to mention is, while I know that nothing can make up for what they've been through, today's legislation marks an important step forward in finally clearing their names. We owe it to the victims of this scandal who have had their lives and livelihoods callously torn apart to deliver the justice they fought so long and hard for, and to ensure nothing like this ever happens again. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, basically more than 700 sub-postmasters were prosecuted by the post office, and they were handed criminal convictions between the years 1999 and 2015 because of some faulty Horizon IT system that they used in the post office that made it seem as though money was missing at all these people's branches, and they got blamed for it, long story short. Next one I wanted to mention, I'm not too sure, do you guys shop in Waitrose?
Sometimes depends.
Okay, what, do you have a loyalty card?
I'm loyalty card out. Everyone's got one. Nah, I'm not in there often enough.
Well, people who got the loyalty cards, they're upset, man, because there's been a sneak change. Funny enough, it happened on Valentine's Day when people...
You said we're fornicating.
There you go. This is for your sins. So apparently, normally, apparently what they get is like they get 2 money off vouchers every week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I should have been get a card.
Well, obviously this is based on their shopping habits and stuff, innit? So
Okay, yeah.
but at least that's what they get every week, right?
Yeah.
But now it says the vouchers may now arrive from time to time.
What is time to time? What is time to time? Do you know how
Crazy,
vague that is? There's a reason why they said time to time. You're not getting the matches.
Insane, innit?
You're not getting the matches.
People on Twitter complaining, saying, "Yo, this is the 4th week, and I ain't got no vouchers
Yeah,
yet."
time ain't
Nothing.
timed yet.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Time hasn't come yet.
So people are upset, man. But
That's so
yeah,
funny.
what they're saying in the, if you check like the FAQ section, Rachel says that new vouchers are usually offered each week, but there will be times when some customers won't have vouchers available for short periods.
But you ain't good enough.
And it says, don't worry, this is only temporary, and you'll see your vouchers again after a few weeks. But yeah, a few weeks have passed and people are still
That's not a few weeks. That's
still
some weeks.
complaining because they ain't got what they deserve,
That's
what they signed up for. Last thing I wanted to mention is for those people who want to go on trips, there's some good deals apparently. If you're going to like Barcelona, Geneva, Rome, them sort of places, in April, a lot of them flights, return tickets for like a week, for like weekends, all under £50. So if you're interested in that, guys, you know what I mean, you can take advantage of that.
I saw a tweet yesterday
Mm.
about a girl that went to Barcelona. She's talking about like you need. I don't know if it's true. I did click into the article. I don't think it's that. But apparently, with obviously because of Brexit and whatnot, essentially you kind of need some form of visa or something like that to go to Spain.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't know. I don't know how true it is though, but I did go into the article. But sometimes I just get bored.
I hear you.
Do you know what I mean? Because it wasn't. It was very different to what it was she had said in a tweet, and I said, this just sounds very. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
yeah.
people, do diligence and make sure you don't get stranded at the airport and sent back.
But I thought when Brexit happened, they said they were going to negotiate so we don't need to do the most when we're traveling.
Yeah, they did. And I'm pretty sure.
Because I've never heard anyone talk about having. Because she was even saying like if you book an Airbnb, the owner of the Airbnb has to write a letter of invitation for you unless you get stopped.
No, I think she's capping. Yeah.
Because I think there was in the article it did say that you have to just essentially make sure you have the right documents. Because if you don't, you can be fined up to £8,000 on the spot.
I don't think I got a visa. I went to, where did I go? Last year, I think I went somewhere.
Yeah.
Mallorca.
Yes, and you didn't need that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I
Brexit time ago.
was just concerned about allegedly
Like
like
catching
getting
COVID.
around the COVID.
Yeah, you know you get got every time you leave. Boy.
That's when they injected me at the airport. You know
Oh yeah, it was.
what I'm saying?
They didn't find you.
They tried to give me COVID direct.
Imagine.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know.
Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about, man. But
Yeah, I believe that's pretty much it, man. Oh, last thing. Amazon. I know, Brent, you're a heavy Amazon user. Prime. Apparently.
oh no, it's not going up. I'm cancelling it.
It's not that. Just going to say the drone deliveries. Remember I said before they're going to be starting again.
Ah.
End of the year, they're going to be here, man.
Yeah, but is the drone going to land and place it carefully on the ground? Or we're going to be dropping it like them birds in the cartoon that carry the babies in the beak?
I don't know, you know.
It needs to land carefully and drop my parcel carefully. Otherwise, I will be asking for a refund.
Yeah, for real.
And keeping the broken parcel.
Thing is, they will have cameras on there, so
Oh, yeah.
you'll be able to tell.
If one of them hits you in the head, that's a good lawsuit.
For real. Guys, be careful. If you feel something in your head, just lie down. Stay there. Just stay there for 20 minutes.
Stay there. Call the ambulance.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for the People's Journal.
All right, let's get into Wellness Wednesday. Because how did people used to send parcels back in the long time ago days? A pigeon and stuff, innit? Birds and whatnot.
Wow.
They were communicating that way. They were sending letters via birds, and you think they couldn't have sent a little parcel? Get Eagle to do it. Sorry, Wellness Wednesday. Good times.
Why is discipline important? Discipline teaches us to operate by principle rather than desire. Saying no to our impulses, even the ones that are not inherently sinful, puts us in control of our appetites rather than vice versa. It opposes our lust and permits truth, virtue, and integrity that will rule our minds instead. John MacArthur Jr. Ramadan Kareem to all my brothers and sisters who are partaking in this season. And for those of you who are willing to lend, please keep going. It's times like this where fasting or abstaining really exercises your discipline and allows you to grow through being able to say no. So just keep pushing through and understand that you're not suffering in vain, but you're also growing in faith.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Very positive. All right, let's get into our last headlines for today.
All right, guys. So last headlines. Trigger warning on this one. Big trigger warning. A man by the name of Joshua Jacques, who's 29, was jailed for a minimum of 46 years last week after killing his partner, Samantha Drummonds, and 3 of her relatives in April of 2022. He had been released from prison just 5 months before the brutal murders. He claimed that it was a sacrifice for the greater good. Jacques was released on license on the 11th of November 2021 for drug offences. And an independent review into how the probation service managed Jacques found that there were some serious failings in his supervision. The service did not organise a drug abuse intervention for Jacques, even though it was a requirement of his release. The review also found that Jacques regularly used cannabis while on probation and was allocated a newly qualified probation officer. Despite being assessed as posing a high risk of serious harm to the public, he was still released from custody, but his risk to former partners or probation staff was underestimated. During the trial, the jury had heard that Jacques had doubled his consumption of skunk cannabis just days before the killings, and long story short, he was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum of 46 years in prison. And the last headline, no, it's not the last headline, pardon me. I'm not too sure if you heard about this. The Paris Olympics Organising Committee said that it was shocked by racist attacks made by far-right French groups against the Malian French singer Aya Nakamura. One of our wonderful sisters.
I love her.
Yeah, man.
She's so gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a damn shame.
The babe can sing, honey. Oh, that's horrible.
Big her up every single time, man. Depending if you don't mind putting her on the screen.
She's gorgeous.
The attacks were triggered by reports that she, who's 28, Nakamura, would perform a song by the legendary 20th century French singer Edith Piaf at the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics in July. On Sunday, the far-right group, Los Natifs, protested in Paris with a banner saying, "There's no way, Aya, this is Paris, not the Bamako market." Imagine, referring to the capital of Mali, where Nakamura was born. She migrated to France with her family as a child and received French citizenship in 2021. Several fans and French leaders, including the French MP Antoine Lumont and the sports minister, that person, they've supported Nakamura as well. But Les Natifs has continued to double down, saying that Nakamura does not represent French culture and her performance would signal the Africanization of French culture. These are their words.
Shut up.
So, yeah.
You talking about France?
Yeah.
I was telling you about France the other day.
Huh?
I was talking to you about France. France is going the way it is because of that article I sent you.
What article was it again?
The book of joke tomorrow.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, mine's all over the gaff.
You think it's because of that?
All over the gaff.
All right. We're going to have an interesting Walker joke tomorrow, guys. And our last headline is about Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan. And basically, they've been extradited to the UK. So, they can be extradited to the UK. It's according to the Romanian court. So Andrew Tate, 37, and his brothers Tristan, 35, were detained on Monday in Bucharest after Bedfordshire police said that it had obtained an arrest warrant. The brothers can be extradited only after the conclusion of their separate trial in Romania on human trafficking charges. This is according to the judge, right? They've been released from custody. Speaking outside of court, Andrew Tate said that we are very innocent men, and in time everybody's going to see that. We're excited to finish this judicial process and clear our names outside his house on the outskirts of Bucharest. He later told the BBC the whole thing is garbage. The brothers, who categorically reject all charges, will remain under judicial controls in Romania, which prevent them travelling outside of the country. And that's it for headlines. Time to pay the bills.
All right, let's get into the reaction. What the boys are up to today. Oh, it's only 2. Well, Arsenal beat FC Porto 1-0. Trying to break our eardrums with that. Yeah. Barcelona beat Napoli 3-1. That was a good thrashing. Wonderful.
But yeah, Brent's excited because yesterday
So
apparently.
you guys won on penalties. Sorry.
Yeah, that was a big game, man. It was a big situation, man.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to date an Arsenal supporter ever again.
Why?
I don't know. I just think it's giving me the ick now. It just says that they like a struggle life.
I think that they're the best Christians, though.
No, they're not.
No?
Most definitely not. I feel like it just gives like you like a struggle life, and then unfortunately at some point that struggle comes to me, and you know how I'm anti-struggle. Yeah, I don't know.
But we've turned the corner.
Have you now?
Yeah, Arsenal fans are the best to date nowadays.
Are they?
Yeah, every other fan base, not so much.
Which one is Mark's? I would want to date Man United. They look very stressful.
Very. He stopped watching football.
Yeah, I can.
Well, he could spend more time with his lady if he stopped watching football, to be honest.
No, I want man to keep watching football. Infringing on my personal time.
Fair
Go
enough.
watch football, bro.
Fair enough. Did you watch the game, Emmanuel?
No, I didn't watch it,
All right. The game was absolutely poor on Arsenal's part.
Really?
Absolutely poor. Terrible,
What about
terrible.
babe, Saka?
Because Porto ain't no mugs, mate.
Really? And they showed
Ain't
you guys
no
that.
mugs. But the goal that we scored,
Who scored it?
Trossard.
Okay.
Trossard. And Odegaard is our best player. Odegaard is just magic. He is common J Jesus. I was going to say Jesus, but I was far too blasphemous for me to say it.
Yeah,
But he is like the third coming.
Is Odegaard his first name? Or is just a different person?
No, it's Martin. Martin.
So they're talking about two different people. The person that you're saying is the best player is not the one that scored the goal.
No.
So where was your best player then?
The one who set up the goal.
Okay, he sets it up. Okay, you should have told me that because I thought you meant he was just playing. I was thinking, how are you singing someone else's praises when he's not the one who even led you to the victory?
No.
Oh, that's sick.
Saka had a stinker.
Did he?
An
Oh,
absolute
babes.
stinker. But his penalty was wavy.
I was there. Well, did he get that?
He got a penalty.
Oh, did he? Okay.
He didn't get a penalty, but it went to penalties and he finished his penalty with a plum.
Oh,
It
nice.
was really, really good. Really, really good.
Oh.
The game was more or less 50-50, but I was really impressed with Porto's gameplay, their strategy, all the tricks that they were doing. Like, it had the entire stadium nervy.
Really?
100%.
Oh, that's a good game.
It was a very
That's
good
a
game
good
for the average viewer, but it wasn't a good game for Arsenal fans watching because we know that our team could play so much better than this, but it's that Porto was just nullifying anything that Arsenal were looking to do. And it looked like after a while that their legs were tired and they were just second best to all of the balls, and Porto was just, they were doing well, man. And I'm thinking, no substitutions until when? It was very, very frustrating. Seeing that he could have changed things, but he didn't. Don't know what he was thinking. But he has to hold that. But went to extra time, not seeing any team scoring. And then penalties. I'm thinking, this might go left. But it didn't. Every one of our players scored.
That's lit.
And our keeper saved 2.
Sick.
We're very sick.
I feel like penalties, yeah. Oh, that's when the keepers have to really earn the check, man. I would be so nervous. Because watching it, I am so nervous. I couldn't imagine being a goalkeeper. Oh. They go left, the ball goes right. Oh. Gosh. Just crush a soul.
We're the youngest team in the Champions League. And it's
Okay.
the first time that we've been here with this team, obviously, because we ain't been in the Champions League, innit? So it is
New
a
experiences.
fantastic result,
That's good.
if only for that. And I read a stat that said we have earned 91 million off the back of reaching here so far.
Pounds.
Yeah.
Y'all got money. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
sick.
So that's all good. That's all good. And got a little rest before Man City. But I'm going to be taking in so many different Arsenal podcasts on the way to Spotify, on the way back from Spotify.
Because you're just so happy.
Can't go to Gina today because she's going to be checking something. But
yeah.
I'll go tomorrow. But I'm just going to be just consuming
Just
all
taking
this
all
stuff.
your glory.
It's a good day.
I love that.
It's good. That's why Mags isn't here. He said,
Yeah, of course.
He said he didn't want to basically have people calling in because he
Kind of
said
mocking him.
doesn't feel well. He didn't want us to go through.
He's got a pattern though. Whenever he's not kind of win and victorious, and he knows he's got to come and sit down and answer questions, he just the truant.
All right, so I have a clip for you.
Whom? Everybody.
Everybody here. I thought it was crazy when Ed shared it in the Discord. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it.
Oh,
Look at this, right?
I'm nervous.
Wear it next, and for the last part, you've got to wear it.
No, I'm loyal.
To who?
My jacket Manchester looks nice, United, thank you very much.
Looks nice. Not to Malik.
What? Why would you even say that?
What did you say?
He hasn't had a mention in the show yet, has he?
He hasn't had a mention.
Wear it next, and for the last part, you've got to wear it.
No, I'm loyal.
To who?
My jacket Manchester United, thank you very much.
Looks nice. Not to Malik.
What?
Not to Malik.
So Malik, so a little context, right?
Is she cheating on a man?
Malik's her boyfriend, and apparently before on the show, not this version of the show, the previous version, she basically said that her man is gonna propose. She thinks, I think, right?
Yeah.
So it's been a running thing that her and Thierry Henry has an on-camera
Chemistry.
right? Everybody's going crazy about this.
So he's out here.
So he's there saying you ain't be loyal to Malik.
Oh, why would you say
and he's giggling.
that? Now that I know what he said, put it on
And
again.
then she said, "Wait, why did he say that?"
Wear
that's
it next,
so
and for the last
cheeky.
part, you've got to wear it.
No, I'm
And then
loyal.
look at it, the big fella at the right.
Okay.
I'm loyal.
To who?
My jacket Manchester United, thank you very much.
Looks nice. Not to Malik.
What?
What's he looking
That
for?
was Carragher said it.
Carragher.
Nah, that's
I
our
thought that was
man. Wow.
Yeah,
How can he
I'm
look?
loyal.
How can he look to the ground?
To who?
I look at
Manchester
Henry.
United, thank you very much.
Looks nice. Not to Malik.
What? I don't want to say that.
Call me. Nah, that's so cheeky,
This is what happens
Manchester
when you
United,
let
thank you
white
very
people into the black people business. Look.
bro.
Nice. Not to Malik.
What? Why would you even say
Nah, man.
It's crazy.
loyal? I'm loyal.
To who?
Manchester United, thank you very much.
Looks nice. Not to Malik.
Nah, that's a joke.
Nah, that's so cheeky.
He hasn't had a mention in the.
Nah, you
Don't
can't
laugh.
do that, man.
And I hear ruin my proposal.
Oh my goodness.
That's so cheeky, man.
I was flabbergasted when I saw
That's
that.
wild. That's wild. It's very wild.
Don't let the whites in, man.
No, man.
Sink it like the Titanic. Anywho,
Screaming.
well done, Arsenal again.
Yes, big up Arsenal this time.
Bloody amazing. We push on. And I believe that if we played a different team, I think we would have looked different. I think Porter just had our number. And that coach of theirs, I think he's good. I think he's really good. He set up well against us, his strategy, tactics, everything. I mean, some of their players were wavy.
That's lit.
Wavy. Well, Arsenal pushes on, and we will be better in the next round.
Love that for
Sorry,
y'all.
I just seen in the chat. They're talking about Malik, as in the boxing trainer.
Who's that?
He's Deontay Wilder's trainer.
What does that mean?
As in, that's
Is
that
that her
man.
boyfriend?
Yeah, as in I know who.
Oh,
who
no,
the
that's
guy
fine.
is
He
now,
can get his
yeah.
boxing gloves on and do what he needs to do.
This is terrible, man.
So he's get punched up.
Well,
Who? Carragher?
Yeah.
100% will get punched up. Yeah,
he's 100%.
or we'll just tell Deontay to do it. And Carragher will be sleeping till next year.
Oh, he already proposed.
he's
Oh,
already
that's all right then.
proposed.
I thought, oh,
He
big up
proposed, that's
Malik,
all right.
man.
Even worse.
No, it's not.
Yeah, because it's
Are
not.
you going to believe?
No, what
put
I
your
mean is
best
that
game.
there is more value to the relationship now. There's more to lose,
Oh,
right?
yeah, 100%.
And if Henri is allegedly,
He's on me single.
I don't think that matters.
It does. If I'm giving up this ring, I'm going to give up a guaranteed ring. A guaranteed bigger ring. I'm not giving up to be a side piece over there. What kind of stupidity is that?
Yeah, Henri can't be.
That's
left out.
bad business. You don't leave. Anyway, never mind. Not today.
Right. Outro.
Let's do it. See, that's so messy. I don't know what Henri is looking behind because that affects you and your wife too when you get home, by the way. Do you see that video of these two white women talking to LeBron?
Yeah.
Please, it was so.
I'm not seeing it. No?
That he's courtside and whatnot, and he's just talking. He's minding his business like a wholesome married man. Leg is crossed, hands to himself. These white women are like, they're literally all over him. They're laughing extra hard at the jokes. I know that man is not that funny. And then they're like leaning over, and I think he was like, first of all, Happy International Women's Day. They're like, oh, thank you, and they're like laying on him on all sorts. The jokes people are running about when he gets home from Savannah. Oh, it's too funny, man. This is how you gonna know him, man. The way he kept his hand to himself, I have to respect him, man. I like men like that. I think it's so attractive. When a guy takes a picture with like a woman, like a man who's like girlfriend or married or whatnot, and he keeps hands to himself. Gosh. And the bars in hell. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning into the show. We appreciate it. Big up you guys, big up our researchers, big up everyone that tuned in.
There's a man keeping his
Yeah,
eye to
Buddha.
himself, yeah.
Yeah, I voted for that.
That's a conspiracy.
Listen, it is a conspiracy. I like Savannah, and I think she's just absolutely gorgeous. So I am against this. I remember at the time you showed this first time. I suddenly was looking at what he was looking at.
Me find a gift for you.
Don't find the gift. I know what the gift. I know what it says, Brent.
Right.
I know what it looks like. I think she was in his way. Follow us on social media platforms. The Day After TNB on Instagram, Twitter, and on TikTok. Also, if you want to send your dilemmas in, you can send it via voice note or text messages or WhatsApp as well. The number is 075-6484-1073. Don't forget we are on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and on Discord. The Day After TNB. If you want to inquire about the show or feature on the show, our email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. It's a lot of the day after, isn't it? It's locked. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Peace.